Hello.
Hello, hello.
It says we got it.
How's it going through there?
Oh, hello.
Think we're going.
We'll play.
Can you make it not echo? Got a soundtrack.
How's everybody doing?
Welcome.
We're at a good volume now.
Is it echoing for them?
Yeah, I think it is echoing a little bit.
How about now?
Hello, everybody.
Hi! We're back. I'm sure you missed us since Wednesday. Are we good on sound?
Perfect.
Yay!
That's
I'm gonna pull up the video so we can read your comments. Hi, Steph. Hi, Nancy. I liked your collage video earlier today, Nancy. All right. I think we're doing. Hope everyone's doing well. Do we still have the music going? Ah. To keep him entertained, we're trying some different stuff throughout these events. Today we're gonna do our regular Friday afternoon from the archive show, which I'm pretty excited about. Hi, Melissa. And so, for those that don't know, I'm Maria Castley. I work at the City Museum. I'm the chief archivist and tours manager. This is my husband, Max Castley. He works at Beatnik Bob's, owns Beatnik Bob's, and has been around the museum forever. We met there.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. And so while we've been home, one of my jobs is to go through the material that we have in the archive for City Museum, and we're using Fridays to kind of show you some things that we found that I think might be interesting and cool, and some stuff you don't normally get to see. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start. Let's see. First one. I'm learning things. We're getting there. All right. This one is this predates the museum. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This predates the museum. It's a dinosaur they built for Planet Hollywood in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can see, there's Bob's in there, Kurt. Who else is in there, Max?
That's everybody.
I think that's
Roger.
all the people.
There's a guy named Mike. There's even people I can't even remember their name because I'm too young.
Yeah, if you can see how young Max is there because he's the little tiny guy on the left-hand side in the striped shirt. Hi, Kim, by the way. So that's some of the work that they did. That's before City Museum. And then, whew. And then we're gonna go to our next slide. This was taken from first night. This is also before the museum opened. Oh, hi Sharon. I hope you're doing well.
Sharon, you got to check in at 7 o'clock. I got an old video that.
Oh yeah. As a
You're in there.
small preview, at 7 p.m. tonight, Max has his show, and we're going to. It's an old promo video from the museum from '98, and Sharon's in there, so you guys should definitely check back. All right. So this first, the thing that's on the screen right now, that's the article from first night. It's an event that the St. Louis would do on New Year's Eve,
Mm-hmm.
and to show off some of the cultural institutions. The City Museum wasn't technically open yet, but they were just trying to like generate interest. And we're actually listed as St. Louis Children's Museum, which was our name for a very short amount of time. They did not keep that much longer. These are some of the events that were going on for that evening. And this one, first night was a nightmare. I bet.
Who said that?
Mark. I believe it actually. So you'll see on here. So we've got the first floor. That was the whale was there. There was an interactive rainforest mural, which I know nothing about. But
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Some of
I
you,
think they're just painting.
yeah. And then museums, and we also had the glass blowing, which some of you will remember we had for several years. I believe that was there when I started in 2006. Still, there was a little bit of that, but
I think it was on 3.
yeah, it was probably on the
started
third floor.
2.
Yeah, it was on 2, and then they expanded up to the third floor. And then Bill Chrisman's Giltorama, which is the
Start of Beatniks.
yeah, which is the precursor to Beatnik Bob's. This next one, this is the construction of the bug room. I pulled this especially since George has been kind enough to show all of us our. It's always crowded there, Mark. Since George has been kind enough, George and CJ have been kind enough to show us around all the different bugs and things that he's been collecting. This is when they were building it. It's Max's Uncle John in the background, Bob Castley's brother. He was helping with construction. If you're interested in the bug room, you should definitely look back into our videos and check those out. They do a really good job walking you through all of our collection. This next one, this is an old photo of Monstro City during construction. You can see this predates the ball pit. And actually before the ball pit, it was a bungee rope swing.
That'll be in a couple weeks.
Yeah, rubber band swing.
We'll show you that video.
Yeah, we'll show you a video of that later.
I have to fix the audio for it.
Let's see.
That's
So
okay.
this is a shot of the treehouse that's coming up from, looks like from the one of the bottom floors up through the second floor. So it starts, looks like it starts on the first floor. They, one of the stories Rick, our director, was telling me was when Bob wanted to start a project, in order to make sure they actually did it, he would just punch a hole in the wall, and then they would like have to do the project rather than like sitting and debating whether or not it was a good idea, or you know, if it got too tied up in like the details. So you would just go ahead and punch a hole through the floor, which makes sense. These are some construction shots from that area. This guy here, you can tell on the tree trunk, there's a lot of like loose bark and things like that. I think that they go through and get rid of a lot of the loose stuff, and then it still gets like more polished and things as people go through and touch all the branches and everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Stephanie's saying it's up to the old gift shop stock room. So we had like this tiny stock room, and then they moved us up into the the garage. There was a stock room in there, and then one day it's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna have to move everything because the treehouse is coming up through the floor. And we're like, all right, we'll just move it over. We make things work there. Just another shot going up through the floor. And this one I thought was funny. Max informs me that this is Mary's hand. This was in the collection of photos, how they kind of keep track of their of all the measurements and things. And I don't know what this drawing was for exactly, but I've seen that happen a few times when the crew's working, that they get an idea and you just start drawing it on the floor wherever they're working. Yeah, Mark, I heard that too. When Bob always wanted to start projects really late, I was talking to Ricky, another member of the crew, where he would you get to a project, and then whenever you were finished on Friday, even if it wasn't finished, if he had another idea on Monday, you'd come in and then like he'd just skip to the next thing, like skip to the next idea, and you had to just go with it. So there were like a lot of projects that were just half finished because you get excited about the next part. I was like, that sounds about right. This is a more recent one. This is from the eclipse when we had that here a few years ago. This is on the rooftop. Rick, our director, let everyone come up to the roof and gave out glasses, and it was pretty awesome. We didn't get the full eclipse right in downtown St. Louis, but I think Ray, who worked with us on the rooftop in the rooftop cafe at the time, she put on Dark Side of the Moon, and everyone stayed and watched the eclipse, which is pretty awesome. Let's see, this is going back a little bit. This is a photo from the doorknob exhibition. Do you know whose doorknobs these were?
Bruce Geary's.
Bruce Gary's doorknobs. He's a architecture salvage collector,
Mm-hmm.
and they had an exhibition for the doorknobs. It was a formal exhibition really early on in the museum, and then like a lot of other things, it just ended up staying. I don't believe that. I think a lot of them have been taken out since then, but they were up on the third floor in Architecture Hall for a really long time. And then I saw in one of the other videos somebody asked about the Exorcist cross, and I'm going to read from our City Museum guide the entry for that. This used to be in the Architecture Museum. It is no longer there, but since somebody asked about it, I figured we'd revisit that. It's the cross from the Alexian Brothers Hospital, which was on 3933 South Broadway in St. Louis. Events in a 1949 case at the hospital inspired the book and movie The Exorcist. The hospital room remained closed off until the building was raised in 1978. I don't have the provenance or anything like that on this, so I don't know how valid it is, but that's what we were always told, so that's what we're going with. So in the last Wednesday's episode, on Wednesdays we've been kind of covering some informal design rules of the City Museum. One of them was natural light whenever possible, and that's one we did last Wednesday. And this one, so I found a couple more photos with lighting that I wanted to share with you guys. This is from early on in the caves, where they had glass votives and candles, like actual like candles with wicks, which is funny. We've done a version of that since then, but with LEDs, which is probably smarter in the long run. This next one is the back wall behind one of the bars on the 10th floor. The 10th floor is not open to the public right now. It has a lot of event spaces that need some work and need some updating. It used to be Windows Off Washington, but they moved out a few years ago. This is behind one of the bars and one of the event spaces. The goal is to get that open so we can use those spaces again. This was it was actually that red. They were working on building the artifact store, which is on the third floor. So they had these barriers up that were translucent and like a red translucent, and the sun would come in through them. It looked really cool. And then this is a video, hopefully. Can I play this?
Oh, yeah. Go to the other
This
screen.
one?
And
Hit this
go
guy?
to media. No, media. And then, is that the one you want?
Yes. Hi, Mom.
Click on it.
Alright.
And now press space bar.
Spacebar?
And then you have to press play.
Alright.
Oh, wait.
Hello again.
Click on that.
He's
one.
showing me how to work this.
Media one.
This guy.
Now press spacebar.
And so yeah, this is a little video that we did during one of the exhibitions.
And you have to press play.
And this one. So this is inside the caves. We had one of our disco skulls going next to the ladies. Kim says we had to use. We've had the power go out a couple times there. Once they were saying the city said like, oh, there's a fire underground. I'm like, oh, fantastic. All right.
Hold on real quick. No, it's yeah, switch it back to and press pause on that video. Slow for quality.
Our internet's struggling a little bit.
Press your computer.
Mine? All right. Just give us 1 second while our internet catches up with us.
Yeah, we're good now.
All right. Perfect streaming, it says. Fantastic.
Go ahead.
He's working on stuff. He's making sure we're going live. He's my producer for this episode.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay! All right, perfect. Well,
Hopefully you liked that video. That's where we were.
Yeah. hopefully like some of the photos that we got to show. I have a really good time going through all of these and looking through our history. I'm really excited tonight. Max has a show at 7:00. It's an old promo from the museum from 1998.
Yes.
Yes, 98.
It played for years in the museum.
Oh, Vicky Ann likes their story. Thank you. I love the museum. It's my favorite job I've ever had. So it's a second home for us. So I like sharing that with you guys. Oh, my mom says hi to our dog. They've been so good. So yeah, check out at 7:00 tonight. Max's show will be live again. We've got a promo video from 1998, and then some other little videos we've been working on in pictures. Stephanie, we'll be back with Stephanie on Monday. That'll be Musings with Stephanie and Maria at 4:00, and every Monday through Thursday at 11 for Angela's been doing crafting. So if you want to have some projects to do with you or your kids, and I saw earlier today CJ went on with the organ show, and he was taking requests for some of the organs that the pipe organ. When is the organ from?
Chicago, I think.
Chicago. Yeah, Al, the organ guy, his organ is in the caves, which I'm sure you guys have heard at some point if you've ever been in there. And he was taking requests, so I think we're gonna try and make that at least semi-regular thing, which I'm pretty happy about. So before we leave you, my notes. Before we leave you, I'm gonna say thank everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. We're gonna end this with a video of the. If you guys seen on the 3rd floor, we have a miniature train, and Leaf, one of the members from the crew, I believe it was Leaf. If I'm wrong, sorry. Put a little GoPro on it, and it went around our little model train area. So now you get to go ride a model train. So we're gonna get that lined up for you and let that play for a little bit. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
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 Mm-hmm.